welcome to this video tutorial with me, Wayne, from drclean.co.uk. Well, you know what happens. You're going to a special event, you put on a great suit, but you get caught in the rain and your creases just disappear. And you can see from this pair of fine wool trousers, the creases have just disappeared. So how do you put it in? You should be able to if you want to look your best. In this tutorial, we're going to show you how. So with everything we do, we have an order that we're going to do things in, and in this case we're going to go from top to bottom as usual, but we're going to take the inside pockets and do the linings first. We're then going to go to the waistband and the tops of the trouser, and then we're then going to put in the creases. Now I'm using a Teflon shoe on my iron, which means that I can actually iron over fine wool without the fear of shining the fabric, unless something's underneath that actually causes a shine. Now if you don't have that, you need to have a lint-free cloth handy, and you're going to wet the lint-free cloth with something like a sprayer, and then you'll just iron through that with little or no steam so that the water goes through and it dries off. You'll certainly not shine anything if you use a lint-free cloth, and that's safety first for you. But I have a Teflon shoe and I also want you to be able to see what I'm doing, so I'm actually not going to use a lint-free cloth. I'm just going to rely on my trusty Teflon shoe to not shine the fabric for me. Okay, so let's get started. As I said, we're going to go to the pocket flaps first, take those out, put the vacuum on, make sure I've got steam coming through my iron before I put it on my fabric. Take that over the end of the board. Notice it fits quite nicely. The end of the board's quite useful for awkward little places and awkward little things. You can see it easily does that. And obviously the other way for the other side. Now the pocket flaps are done, we're going to do the waistband. This often curls over, but you have to be fairly careful when you have metal hooks and eyes underneath, and also you have to be fairly careful of the zipper. Going over that type of thing with an iron can often shine the fabric, and again we don't want to shine the fabric. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some steam, put it through the fabric, and then hold it down where those eyes and hooks are so that I get a good finish, and I've dried it off but I don't get any shine. Hugely important. Okay, I'm going to do the fly area the same way. Lots of steam, and just stretch that fabric a little bit and ease it down. Okay, now we don't have a problem with any hooks and eyes around the rest of it until we come to the other end. So we'll just go straight round. I'm only trying to do the very top of the trousers, just a little bit of the top down to the pocket. And remember, a lot of ironing is actually letting the steam go away so that the trousers can ease in that position and you'll get the best results. Now we're coming to the hooks and eyes again. Now here we can see the hook and eye, so we can actually go in between it, or them should I say, and we'll end up with a good finish. And again, reverse of the fly area, just steam it a little bit and hold it in. So now that that's done, we're going to do the tops of the trousers. We want to pull things towards us, but the first thing we're going to do is take the pocket out the way so that we can do this section. Now the tops of the trousers to me is right through the crotch area, just about from there to there. Once we've done that, the rest can be taken care of doing the legs, so I'm not worried. So we're going to get the middle of the leg, making sure that all those creases around the crotch area can go. Now we use a little bit of steam and a lot of hold, and you'll see those creases just disappear. Down the seam itself, again I'm just going to reverse the iron, a little bit of steam, and all the creases go. Now remember, we've done that. You can see here, hopefully from the camera that's close up, that's where the pocket flap now is. So we're going to just avoid that, do the top of the trouser. Now the pocket flap goes in place. We're just going to make sure everything's uncreased underneath. You can see, just use your hands, feel, make sure that there's no creases in there. Again, a little bit of steam, lots of hold. Now where you've got the edge of the pocket, we're missing that. Okay, a little bit further forward. And we're doing the pocket area itself. Hold it in place, a little bit of steam, and there you go. Now remember, you might want to do just a very little piece of a pair of trousers. Notice I just really did that section there then. I didn't want any more. Again, pocket flap goes out the way. Little bit of steam, little bit of tension. Not a huge amount of tension with wool, because wool will warp if you pull it whilst it's being steamed. And now just the pocket area. Got a little bit of a fold underneath in the pocket. So again, a little bit of steam, hold it in place, and just let that steam dissipate, and it'll end up in a good, nice, clean finish. Down to the crotch area again. A little bit of steam, lots of finish. Just letting something ease off in its position will mean that you actually get a much better finish than trying to work it too hard. Now we're right next to the seam, just a little bit. Get in there. Now onto the other part of the leg. Just get more of that crotch area. Okay, move it on a bit. Now wherever you've got darts, such as here, it means that they've tried to curve the fabric. And that's why this fabric won't sit still, which is also why you have to do little bits at a time. So you might have to move it on and do a little bit. You can see that curve there. And we'll just ease that out and get the reverse side, the inside of the pocket done there. Now remember, we want to make sure that our pocket lining is flat. And just put a bit of tension on that. And the pocket itself now is lying nice and flat. Take the pocket lining away. And just a little bit of tension, just a touch. It's not like cotton. Cotton you can actually put a lot more tension on than you can wool. In fact, cotton loves tension. It really stiffens up nicely. Just flattening it. Make sure everything is flat before you put your iron on. Go. Now we're coming to our very last section. And I'm going to just make sure that the pocket lining is out the way. And I'm going to come back onto that section because I want to miss the pocket lining, and there's the pocket lining extends there. And I just wanted to miss that so I didn't shine it. So because I've got a vacuum, I have to get into a slightly awkward place because I want to keep my foot on the vacuum whilst I'm doing that. When I say place, I meant position really, didn't I? Okay, now we're in the last section, and again we've got the fly zip underneath there, so I'm going to use steam and tension. And whilst it's under tension, I'm just going to let that dry off and cool down. Now effectively we want the creases to go up the centre of the legs, and to position them on the centre of the legs, one way to do that, an easy way to do that, is to get the seams at the bottom of the legs and actually put them together so that they match. And now if we take the first belt loop, we can just lay the trousers down on our ironing board and the front is in the right position. Roll back a leg and we have the perfect position to iron from. I'm just going to shift that back a bit so I can get up to about there, which is where I'll put the crease in. Okay, so now we have our leg flat. I'm going to add vacuum. You would need to put your lint-free cloth on there now if you were going to do this, but hopefully you'll be able to see this much easier without. I'm going to go up the seam area. Again, lots of steam. Controlled. And back down again. Now I'm going to match the creases, move it forward so I've got the back of the leg. Remember this leg is flat, so I know that if I put the back crease in, it's going to be in the right place. Just up the seam without much tension, because if you put tension on, you're going to warp the fabric. Again, little steam, and then we just wait. Any areas that aren't quite as crisp as you want, just go over them again. And I'm just letting that relax, letting that cool off, and that leg is effectively done. Now we're going to flip the trousers over, and we're going to go to the front seam yet again. Front crease, sorry, yet again. Now you'll see I've put the crease in to there, and I want to match that crease on the lower side. So I've measured it with my fingers, and I know that that's where I want my crease to finish, because that's going to be a matched crease. There's just up the seam. I'm going to put that down again. I'm going to just match my crease, make sure I've got it, and go along the outside of the seam. Notice I'm pushing out a little bit with my iron to make sure that I'm rolling any fabric away so that anything underneath doesn't create a crease. Again, the bottom needs a little extra, and there, that's the bottom of the trousers done. Now we'll move this forward. And again, with the back seam, I want to match my crease to where it's gone on the first leg. There's nothing worse than seeing unmatched creases. It looks really unprofessional. I'm just going to have to move that on just a touch more. So there's my crease, that's where I want it to go up to. There we go. And I'm just letting that ease off, and that should be fine. And you see there, we have creases in the trousers at the front that match, creases in the trousers at the back that match, and in case you want to look at it from the other way, you can see it there, and you can see it there. And that's effectively how to get your creases absolutely crisp into a military finish, and you'll look good anywhere you go.